Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to do eye swatches of my Plain Jane palette by Adept Cosmetics. I am so excited this came in. So I heard about this beautiful palette from Heather Austin here on YouTube, and she did an eye swatch video and I just had to have the palette. Now, mine was a pre-order. Pre-order. It said it would ship in February or March, but I just got this palette, I want to say a week or two ago. You can see I've got some like heavy usage, and that's just because some of the shades I really want to build up, and the formula is a little bit soft on some of the shades. So it's really just kind of like a color pop shadow. It's just moving the shadow around and creating that indent. So I'm not really gonna go too much in detail, I guess, in a way. I don't know. But this palette is being talked about a lot on the YouTube beauty community. It's a mix of duochrome, some multi-chrome, and just some really nice like shimmer or glitter shades. It's got some that can pull more neutral, some that you can go a little bit more wild and crazy. And I just thought that I would attempt to film an eye swatch video. I think this will be my first eye swatch video. I've tried filming some before and it just never worked out. So I do believe this will be my first one. I hope it turns out well. I did film the swatches on another day, and then I, am filming the intro and outro today. I'm so excited. I'm all over the place. So the shade names are just ACI 2, and I think it's Adept Cosmetics Iridescent, maybe. I'm not too familiar with the brand. This is the first product I have of theirs, but so far I'm loving it. It was a little bit pricey. I think this was over $60, but I guess for the formula and the shades, I mean, when you're getting such unique shades, you're gonna pay that. If you are really into multi-chrome or duochrome shades or just shades kind of along this line, you probably already have all of these in your collection, but if you're into those, you probably like collecting them. So it's a nice palette. I like that, like I said, it's all these unique shades. I call them special shades in my collection. And I've really been having a lot of fun. I do have this shade right here on my eye, and I like that I can do really bright looks or something that, for me, this is more everyday. So, I mean, do I have similar shades? Absolutely, but I think the palette's worth it. I think if you're interested in some special shades to add to your collection, absolutely order it. Mine shipped earlier than what I expected. I'm not saying that will happen with yours, but so far from what I experienced, they've been great about trying to get orders out as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the eye swatches. Hopefully they turned out well. Hopefully you guys can see the shades. I have hooded eyes, so it's not that easy for me to eye swatch. I would also check out Heather Austin's video, which I'll link down below. So let's go ahead and roll the eye swatches. So hopefully in my intro, I explained that I do not have on like a full face. So I just have on some foundation, which is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. Some cream blush, and then concealer. And I have the foundation and concealer like under my eyes and on my eyelid. Since I'm going to be wiping everything off, I don't want to set with any powders just because it's just going to be harder, I think. And I've tried doing an eye swatch video before, and like I got really frustrated because of that. And yeah, so I'm just trying to save myself some frustration. So here is the Plain Jane palette. I hopefully showed this in my intro. I haven't filmed that yet. And here are all of the shades. So I am gonna start swatching with ACI 2, and each shade is ACI 1 ACI 2, ACI 3, and it goes up to 12. So I'm just gonna call the shades like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you get it. I am going to start with this Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush, JH44. This is like natural hair. I think all her brushes are synthetic, but this is, I think, supposed to mimic natural hair. And I'm just going to try it that way. So when I've worn this palette, I've either used my finger or one of these eyeshadow sponges. That's how I like to apply a lot of my shimmer shades. But I'm going to try with the brush. And I'm going to go into ACI 1. You can see there is some creasing on my eyelids just from the concealer not being set. I'm going to pat that all over my eyelid. So here's that shade. It's not super neat on the eye, but I just want you guys to be able to get a sense for it. This is like a reddy bronze shade to me. It definitely has a green, I don't know, like, so for me it swatches or it shifts from a burgundy bronze to more of a neutral bronze. I don't know if that makes sense, but what you're seeing, I think you can see it there, is that kind of green switch. Do you see the green tint? And then the red tint, or burgundy, I should say. So I think it's really pretty. I wore it the other day and I actually got quite a few compliments on my makeup. There are some shades in here that are very wearable and I wasn't expecting that with this palette. When I ordered it, I knew that it wasn't going to be a palette where like I wore the shades maybe to work. And I've actually worn a couple shades to work. So, you know, so I'm going to go into ACI 2. I'll swatch the shade first. This, oh, this is so pretty. So this is, again, something that I would wear to work. This shade right here is beautiful. And I have my lighting a bit more dim so that you guys can actually see these shades like more true to color. The formula is very thin, which I think is great because I think that you can see the shift more when you put the shade on a little bit more thin, or you can build it up. By the way, the first shade I think would be a really pretty one and done look. But anyways, on to ACI 2, and I'll try to show you guys for this one like what it looks like a bit more sheer, because you can use some of these shades as like a topper shade, or you can build them up. So I'll zoom in when editing, but here is it a bit more sheer on the lid, because some have more pigment, some don't. And I'm hoping you guys can see, because I do have hooded eyes, so my eyelid space isn't much, but we'll see how this video turns out. I'm going to build this one up some using my finger. And you can see, so I don't know if you can see, I got some down there. That's why I don't like using my fingers. I usually go towards these sponges. I like the look of my fingers, but that's why I use these, because it gives the same look, but it's not as messy. So here's that shade. Definitely see more like of a green. This is again a shade that I would wear to work, and I think it's just so pretty. Definitely, I don't think quite what I was expecting from the palette, but I'm super happy with it. Okay, so I've cleaned that off and reapplied some concealer. That wasn't too bad. I didn't have to reapply any foundation, so hopefully that's the direction this continues to go in. Side note, I am binge watching Jamie French in between, like, you know, while I'm cleaning up my eye and stuff. And she's so funny. If you guys have not seen her, you need to go see her videos. I think she's hilarious. So, next shade is ACI 3. Oh, it looks like I hit pan in that, but I did not. So, ACI 3 is definitely a pinky, rose gold So it shifts from, I think, more of a, this is going to sound weird, but maybe more of a cool toned pink. Or maybe it's warm toned. I don't really know. More of a mauve-y pink with some gold. Definitely. And there's, you know, the shimmer or the glitter, whatever, in there. There's some purple in there as well. But there's the shift. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty, so pretty. So again, I'm going to just kind of dip in and put some all over my lid just to show you guys, I think, more of a sheer application. And there you go. So this is definitely more pinky purple in my opinion. So it's a pink, definitely a pink, but it's not like a hot bright pink. And hopefully you guys can see the little bit of shift it has. So that's a bit more sheer. I'm gonna go in and build it up some with my brush. That's it, more built up. And that's how I would wear it, with a color in the crease. I want the color to have as much lid space as possible. So I'm gonna go in with my finger now and tap some more on. I do find these perform just fine with like a regular eye primer that I set with powder. I have the Eye Revolution by Makeup Revolution, something like that, which is kind of like a MAC paint pot dupe. And then I also have a glitter glue, and they perform well with all of them. I do like giving them more of a tacky base because I find I get less fallout. But normally I do my shadow before I do my base, so I don't really concern myself with fallout. So moving on, we have ACI 4. And that is definitely a lilac-y purple. This is a light lilac purple with gold shimmer. I'm going to do the same thing, just real quick, dip in and put maybe a lighter layer on. You can see it's not as, like, the color doesn't shift as much as maybe this shade, but it's still a beautiful color. I'm going to go in with my finger and try to build that up. Oh. You guys see that? That was number 3 and number 4. Next is number 5. ACI 5 is another light pink, but this has more of like a green gold shift. Or more yellow, really. Yeah. Oh, look at that, you guys. Okay. Let me do like a bigger swatch. So there's the pink. Hopefully you can see. And then... oh, I don't think you're going to be able to see the yellow too much. You can kind of see it there, like a greeny yellow gold. So cool. I have not played around with this one. Very neat. So again, just a light layer all over my lid. Tap, tap, tap. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Hopefully you guys can see that light layer. Very soft, iridescent-like. I'm going to go in with my finger and see how much we can build this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is good. Oh, this is nice. Wow. I'm so excited because I don't think I have anything like this in my collection. Hopefully you guys can see that switch or shift. Okay, so I blended number 5 higher up, so it takes up more of like my eye space, and I'm hoping that you guys are able to see better. Next is number 6. This is definitely one of my favorites. It has like a purpley, pink, blue type of shift, like a teal blue. So pretty. So there it is all along the back of my hand. It's like fairy dust. Like, I want this all over my face. This is so pretty. So we've got some pinks in here, some like teal, blue, some purple. Okay, there's our light layer. Let me try to bring it up a little bit higher. Okay, maybe you can see better. So there's that light layer. I'm going to build her up with my finger. just get more shine on there. The texture of these, I don't want to say they're like a putty, like they're definitely not like the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, but they definitely move in the pan. Okay, so hopefully, I mean, like I said, I carried it up. I don't know if that's helpful or not to carry it higher because I have hooded eyes, but that is beautiful. So pretty. Okay, so we have number 5 and number 6. Next, we have shade number 7. This definitely shifts hot pink to green. Definitely much more thin of a formula. See the like green, and then this is kind of like a pinky, kind of hot pink. Probably can't really tell on my hand. I'm gonna go in with another like more natural brush. This is the Morphe M210. My other brush, I just, you know, I kept wiping it off, but I couldn't get it clean. I'm gonna put a quick layer over my eyelid. It's kind of like a pinky beige, but more of a hot pink in some lights. So this is like more subtle. I say more subtle meaning the shift is a bit more subtle when it's sheer. And I'm gonna build this one up with my finger. Oh wow. So in some lights it has, like I said, that like hot pinky purple, more brighter. And then some lights it's just that green, and then it's more of a nude color. Next we have Aci 8, and this is got some blue and some purple, kind of a more, I don't know, violet purple. Oh, so beautiful. I'm gonna continue to say that. Like, look at it sheared out, how pretty it is. Very, very nice, definitely. All right, so here's just a sheer layer of it. And then again, I'm gonna build it up with my finger. All right, this is built up with the finger. Look at that blue though. Oh, these are so pretty. I keep saying that. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. That was 7 and 8. Next shade is Aci 9. This is clearly a green, and it shifts like a grungy purple, gray. Are you guys able to pick up on that like grungy purplish gray that it's shifting to? That's really pretty. Definitely don't have anything like that in my collection. Here is Aci 9 applied with a brush, very sheer. I mean, this palette I think is over $60, and here's the thing. It's not going to be like my, you know, Natasha Denona or Charlotte Tilbury quality, but the shades are worth it, if that makes sense. I would definitely be interested in trying more from the brand, from Adept. Okay, I was extremely sloppy with that one, but I really like this. I'm hoping the camera picks up that shift because it's subtle, but it's, I mean, that is nice. Very pretty. Again, I say it about every shade, but look at this palette. I mean, how can it not, you know, how can every shade not be pretty? This is Aci 10, and I've been waiting to play with this because I have not swatched it and I don't know what to expect. So it's definitely a white with pink and purple iridescent. Yeah, very, very nice and reflective. Very pretty all over the lid, I'm sure. Or like topped on the center to just bring something else to a look. This one is not as smooth as the others. Like the formula's a bit chunky. I would probably wear this one more sheer as a topper to another color. I did wear, I think, ACI 6 and 11. So 6 and 11 all over a shadow that's in my Pan Those eyeshadows. It's part of my Viseart Grande Pro 1 palette. It's a matte, very bright but deep, I guess. So like more of a neon purple. So hopefully you guys can see that one. I wonder, like, look at that as a face highlight. Very pretty. It's not blending well on my face because I didn't set with powder, but very nice. Not my favorite shade in the palette, but it's still a nice shade. So we have ACI 11 next. This is definitely a purple. It's not showing up as bright on camera. This shade is extremely chunky in the pan. So here it is, nice and light and sheer. But now I'm gonna pack it on with my finger. Like I said, it's more soft, so it's like a little chunky. You have to be more delicate with it. But here you go. This is shade 11. So that is the hot pink shade. And this one is to me just like a hot pink with a slight shift of more of a neon-y orange. But I don't even know if you'll be able to see the shift. So I try to cover like my whole hand. This one's gonna stain my eyes. Shout out to that girl Shay because she does eye swatch videos. My eyelid's so dry that this isn't applying well. But anyway, she swatches full palettes all the time, and girl, I don't know how you do it. So there it is with a brush, and it's like it's skipping a lot on my eyelid. I think that has to do with my lid being so dry. But I'll go ahead. It is also just like number 11. It's very soft, so it comes off like really chunky when you swatch it or put your brush in. So that's probably why it's kind of skipping on my eye. Look I'm being so sloppy. But can you imagine if like this was my makeup? Okay, so there's the swatch of that shade. There you go. Not a lot of like shifting. What is shifting is very subtle. That is it for today's video. I definitely appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the eye swatches. I don't know how that girl Shay does it. She does a ton of palette swatches on her eyes over on her channel, but I couldn't wear makeup on my eyes for quite a few days after that. They were so sore and so raw from removing the eyeshadow and reapplying over and over again. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and let me know in the comments if you want to see any other palettes I swatched. I will go ahead and do that for you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.